Previously, we talked about jealousy and impact it has in our life and the emotional effect that comes with it, like emotional instability, bitterness, anxiety, anger, depressions, and all that stuff. And sometimes we do know the cause, sometimes we don't know the cause of it. Regardless of the case, we have to find out to resolve the problem. And how closely jealousy is also related very close to trust issues. And one thing I found is jealousy as well can come from the fear of something or the insecurity we may have about an issue. Now, regardless of how what caused it, we have to find a way to resolve it. This is why therapy is very important. And why therapy is important is also on very vital. We are able to evaluate ourselves and find people that will help us resolve our problem. Now, one of the scripture we use is Proverb 27, verse 4. Wrath is crude, anger is an overwhelming flood. But who is able to endure and stand before the sin of jealousy? We also use Galatians when it says, like, one of the fruit of the flesh that stand against the Spirit of God is jealousy. And we also use Genesis chapter 37, where due to favorism of Jacob to Joseph, the rest of the children they hated Joseph. So that's why I beg and plead that parents be mindful how you raise your kids. Now, one thing you want to know on how to resolve this problem or jealousy is you have to self-evaluate yourself. Where are your insecurity? Where do you lack? Where do you need to improve? We all have weaknesses, male, females. And one thing you want to understand is Psalm 139, verse 14. You are wonderfully made, regardless of your weaknesses and your shortcomings. You are wonderfully made. God made you wonderfully. He said, I'll give thanks to you and praise to you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. My wonderful are your works, and my soul know it very well. Depending on the translation you use, they are very interesting. That's a very interesting verse that will encourage you to understand that you, God knows you and love you. So regardless of what you are lacking or where you're looking at other people for, don't compare yourself with others. Now, I'm not saying don't challenge yourself. You have to understand there's difference between challenging yourself. This person have something, and I want to work to. I like that thing. I desire that thing. It's like I want a car. I need a car. So I walk to, and you see your friend that bought a car. So you desire to get a car. So you walk towards it. So now, how are you going to walk towards it? You have to understand there are different way to look at situations. Jealousy is not a fruit of love. In case you are in a relationship, Galatians, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. Love endures with patience and sincerity. Love is kind and thoughtful, and is not jealous or envious, does not brag or and is not proud or arrogant. So in case you are in a relationship and you are constantly bragging or constantly jealousing of your spouse because of their upbringing and all that stuff, please cut it out. You need to find a way to overcome that insecurity. And as I said in the previous post, that when you are in jealous situations and all that stuff, all these negative emotions can create the relationship we do not want or desire. So you want to work on yourself to be healthy enough to have a healthy relationship. Why we have to work on jealousy. He said in Proverbs, a calm and peaceful and tranquil heart is life and health to the body. So when your mind, your heart, every part of you is at peace, that's something that money cannot buy. That's something I've heard a saying that said like, it's better to cry in the Lamborghini than to cry on a bicycle. It is true, but what about the state of your health? What about the state of your mind? I work in the hospital. There are so many different issues that I don't even want to go to. But passion and envies are like a rotten to the bone. So you want to understand is like this selfish, unhealthy, envious, and all that stuff is not good for you or your soul. He also says in Psalm 39, 37, verse 1, do not worry about evildoers. So don't compare yourself because you don't know their relationship with God. Not everything they have is God wants for you, especially if you're a child of God. Do not compare yourself in a material level with someone else. Their work is their work. Your work is your work. Focus on your own race as Paul encouraged. Not be envious towards wrongdoer. So you have to understand you are not serving materialistic God. You're serving God that is a personalized God. He walk with you on your individuals. You may be desiring certain things right now, but you are not ready to properly be a good steward for that stuff. So God will hold on to that stuff and prepare you so that you can manage his resources much better. He said in, I believe, James, James chapter 3, he said, verse 13 to like 18, but I'm going to read from 14. But if you do have a bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your heart, do not be arrogant, and as a result, is a defiant to the truth. This superficial wisdom is not that which comes from above, but it is earthly, natural, even demonic. For where 16 is the key, for where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder, unrest and rebellion, and every evil thing and morally degrading practice. You want to understand this. Jealousy, they said the love of money is the root of all evil. So when you're constantly desiring something that you are not uh, adequate to properly manage, it can case you to do something that is unethical. How do you tackle all this? You want to understand that there is a article. You have to go to trace it back to the source. Is he Where is all these emotions coming from? What is causing me to feel this heavy about this? Why do I feel this heavy about this? Now, this day is the outline articles that were written by a PhD person. That's a 12 way to let go of jealousy. One, trace it back to the source. You want to trace it to know what caused it. Is it an upbringing issues like from your parent that you always feel lack of? Or is it a problem that you develop based on your environment? Which one caused it? That is why therapy, you go to therapy and talk. Or you want to find someone that will hold you accountable, that will help you psychoanalyze what is going on with you. You don't want to be in an echo chamber where they just gaslight you to the point like you don't know what's going on. Voice your concern. If you are in a relationship, talk to your partner, see what is going on, help your partner understand what you're struggling with, so you can have both perspective. You can have a full pictures, and you can develop a active listening skills. Talk to a trusted friend, someone that will give you a reality check, because jealousy can make it a whoop situation. Put a different spin on jealousy. Think of it from a different. Don't always deal on the negative, because jealousy will rob you. It comes at your or ability to see the full pictures. It just wants you to be in the negative side because it comes with anger, emotional instability, so many different stuff. Consider the full pictures. You are not the only one in this situation. You are jealous of something or someone. So you have to understand both sides. Consider the full pictures. I already talked about that. Practice gratitude for what you have. Problem a lot of us normally goes by or suffer from is we focus on what we don't have so much, especially even if it's a little bit, we magnify it and focus on it to the point that we miss and destroy what we do have. And that is the problem with jealousy. There is a 80-20 rules. You have 80% of what is good and all that stuff. You focus when you focus on that 20%, the 80 become insignificant. Then by the time you lose the 80 and gain the 20, you realize you lose more than you gain. So you don't want to be jealous of someone. Just be who you are and allow God to bless you at your own right time. Your time is there is the right time for everything. Continue to work on yourself, practice your own healthy journey, to work on your own race, to be healthy in a way that you are able to stand right and be who God wants you to be, not who this person wants you to be. No, you identify your own identity in your work. Practice being in the moment with coping skills. Coping technique is very important. Research more on coping mechanisms because jealousy will rob you the reasoning skills. Try these strategies to distract yourself from jealous thoughts before they become overwhelming. Write down what you feel, take a walk, give yourself space by leaving the situation, and take 10 minutes to do something calming. Whatever that calm you, if it's listening, if it's walking, if it's singing, if it's dancing, all that stuff. Do it. Don't dwell on the negative emotion because the negative emotion will just spin you into the rabbit hole. Explore underlying issues. There's always an issue like anxiety, self-esteem issue, so many different stuff that may be causing you to feel jealous, even worthlessness, hopelessness, whatever the issue may be, communication issue or honesty. So honesty is the best key for your situation. Be honest with yourself and be honest with your partner. So try as much as possible to bring everything and talk to someone that will help you evaluate the problem. Remember your own value. You are very value. That's what I said. Worthlessness. You don't. When you feel like you have to stay in a situation that is unhealthy for you because you don't. You're just conflicting the jealousy and self-esteem issue. So research right here, research exploit the possible link between jealousy and self-esteem. Found evidence to suggest jealousy can develop when you face a threat to your self-esteem. So and they put how to combat low self-esteem. So many different issues. Practice mindfulness. You are important. You have to take care of your emotional state, emotional well-being. You have to take good care of how you are in any given situation. You have to make sure you take charge of it. Don't allow the emotion to rule your life, rule the emotions. You are the master of your boat, not your emotions. And jealousy would destroy so many lives. And also pray for discernment because a lot of times our emotions just want to destroy us. Give it times. It's very important to practice patience. When I say patient, that stuff is hard, but it's very important you just walk away from certain situations because the situation is always the problem, not your partner. And practice how to be in a spirit of mindfulness, grace, and prayerful. And lastly, talk to a therapy. It's very important you talk to a therapy because therapist because they will help you develop coping skills, they'll help you develop so many different stuff and help you resolve the underlying issues. It's very important you understand that. And First Timothy chapter 6 verse 4, he said, "He that is cautious and woefully ignorant, understanding nothing, is moderate interest in controversial questions and dispute with word, which produce envy, quarrel, verbal abuse, and evil suspicions." The things about jealousy is sometimes there are some unnecessary conversation that can also bring so much insecurity. There's also bad jokes as well. You understand who you are as a person, what you can take, what you cannot take, and don't put yourself in a situation that is actually not beneficial for you. Don't put yourself in an environment that will bring out so many different problems in your life. Try as much as possible to control what you can control. As I said, no, actually, as James chapter 3 said, where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there is bound to be disorder. And always remember, today, what you do today and how your maturity today will affect tomorrow. Yesterday is gone, but what happened yesterday is we are all building and growing on a daily basis. So I hope this helps someone that is going through some situations. I hope you are able to see like God love you and reach out to others and as well. And you want to go out. If you want to know how to resolve, I already list like them give 12. I already list more than 12, at least 15. So I'll also develop your relationship with God. So it helps. The more you read and the more you know more about Jesus, the more you know more about yourself. In that way, I wish you all the best. Thank you and have a wonderful night.